Hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day. You know, the big news in real estate over the last week or so has been that the government of Canada is launching changes to mortgage rules. And those changes will presumably incentivize homeowners like you and I to tread into that business sector that has traditionally been reserved for builders and developers. Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland announced that starting in mid-January, January 15th of 2025, Canadians will be able to access up to 90% of their home's value through default insured mortgage refinancing to build secondary suites on their property. The goal here is to increase rental supply in high demand areas while presumably helping homeowners offset their rising mortgage costs. I think that's one part of the equation. The other part, it could be people that are more, my age that are looking to retire and they've got their house paid off and they're looking to generate additional revenue streams in retirement. So it could be on both ends of that extreme. But anyway, Freeland said that we must use every possible tool to build more homes and make housing affordable for every generation of Canadians. You know, that's a really interesting strategy, and it sounds positive, especially the way that she positioned it. And I have to admit that in some ways it is, but I also can't help but think that it's a Hail Mary of sorts, a reaction to a problem that has actually been building bit by bit for more than 2 decades, the result of years of bad housing policy and other issues. Anyway, I'm curious to see if it will actually work out, and I hope it does. That said, we also got to bear in mind that builders and developers right now are struggling to keep their financial footing. Some of them are barely keeping their head above water. And over the last few years, the reason for this is that they've been hit with exponentially increased costs for land, for labor, for building materials, for development fees, for permits, etc. Add to that the increased borrowing costs faced by buyers, and the result is a situation where there's not enough homes being built, and especially I would say entry-level homes. And that's despite the need. And the big reason for that is because people, even though it's entry-level homes that we're primarily talking about here, people can't afford to buy them. So now the government is trying to say in a roundabout way, well, if builders and developers can't make a go of it, let's see if we can harness homeowner equity to build more affordable housing options. The hope here is that building additional dwelling units in basements and in backyards will make financial sense to individual homeowners as well as to their prospective tenants, given that there won't be the added burden of land costs. It's a creative solution, and again, I'm curious to see if it actually works. If it does work, it will still, in some ways, just be a stopgap measure. There's much more work to be done to address the housing problems that we're currently facing, and it's not a one quick fix is going to solve the problem. It's been years in the making, as I mentioned earlier, and I think it's going to take a concerted effort using various approaches to get back to more of a balanced, stable market. And I'm not trying to be negative when I say these things. Right? It's just I want to recognize that the system that we currently have has become unwieldy and inefficient on a variety of levels, which in turn is having a direct bearing, of course, on affordability. Still, it is encouraging to see various stakeholders, including governments, addressing the problem in creative ways. And I really do commend those who are poking the bear, so to speak, trying to develop and implement solutions to this big problem. It's inspiring to see so many entrepreneurially minded people in the private sector and in the public sector working toward addressing this need. And it is a good reminder that, we live in a great nation. We live in a vibrant country, this Canada of ours, that's filled with hope and promise for the future, and filled with people that have a can-do attitude and look for ways to problem solve, to address the situation without getting bogged down by the burden of it. Anyway, that's my spiel again for today. I hope I hope in some ways it was helpful. And in any case, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and an awesome and a blessed week ahead. Thanks for watching. We'll talk again soon.